Yeah, man, more informational TV. The driver's seat, another episode. I got, if Video Men or A&Rs, this was like the original A&R for Dallas then, but I feel like he does it a little different. I don't think he's shooting his homeboys. I don't think he'll shoot you just because you hot. He got high quality, he got standards. He got a little bit different way he go about himself, but he's highly regarded and known as the top video man in Dallas, man. So we'll definitely see. I got to get to the bottom of this. I need to know everything. Jeff Adair, I got you live on the driver's seat, man.
What's up?
The best videographer in the city of Dallas, man. You've been holding that title down for a while. I think like widely respected across, you know what I'm saying, the industry. People view you as that. Do you view yourself as that?
Oh man, I gotta stay hungry, man. You know what I mean? So I really don't put that title on me.
Yeah.
But no, I hear that here and there. But no, I'm a student of the craft, man. I'm constantly learning.
Did you go get formal training for it? Or
yeah.
Okay. You went to school. Like, where'd you go to school for it?
So I kind of cheated and was able to grow up with a camera in my hands, right?
Okay.
And it was like through the. I was a skateboarder.
Okay.
And so through skating and watching like skate videos, I was pretty much like obsessed with like editing and all that, like shooting videos, even though I didn't even like edit back then, but I would just like watch these skate videos.
And what era was this?
This is like maybe 99 through 2000.
So that's when Tony Hawk was at his height.
Yeah, well, see, Tony Hawk was like, if you're in the skate world, Tony Hawk isn't like the street guy, you know what I mean? So he's like the half-pipe dude.
Yeah.
He's the commercial guy, exactly.
Yeah.
But around the same time, like Jackass was popping, CKY, all that, like, you know, doing crazy shit on film.
Yeah.
And so we mixed in that kind of stuff with our skate videos. And 2005, I decided to go to the Art Institute of Dallas. I moved from my town. Came to Dallas. I'm from East Texas.
That's what I wanted to know.
Originally. Yeah, I'm originally from East Texas. Graduated in 03 from Athens, Texas High School.
Okay.
Moved here in 05, the very end of it, and I call it home now, man. I'm very comfortable here.
Yeah,
I love
man.
Dallas.
You're a staple now, man. You definitely and Dallas definitely embraced you. And where did you get the hip hop? Like coming from a skater background, like how did you make that transition to okay, now I'm gonna do music videos?
So it's pretty easy, man. Like, you know, growing up skating, you know, I was a Wu banger, man. You know, you listen to Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
And you know, I listened to all the classic stuff. You know, Tupac. My first rap CD was Wu-Tang Forever. But yeah, I grew up in high school where, you know, Swisher House was huge. You know what I mean? So we were back roading and jamming Screw. You know, we jammed DSR. Like we jammed all that. So that was kind of like my background on like Texas hip hop. Yeah. But then when I was going to school, the last quarter when we were putting our portfolio together, they're like, oh yeah, let's go ahead and you take all your best projects and we're gonna put them on a portfolio. And at that time, I was like, dude, screw all those projects, class. Like I'm gonna make all 4 things that are gonna go in my portfolio like right in this last quarter, and that's what I did. I made a couple commercials. I made a trailer for one of the short films I shot in college, and then the last thing that I put in there was a music video. And so I went to I was working at Cheddar's during my Art Institute days, and I knew one rapper up there, man. And so I went to him. I was like, hey, I'm gonna shoot you a free video.
Dope.
And so that first video was good enough to get me my second job for $500. Like, so then a guy named Dirty, I shot a video with him, Young Ski, and B-Hamp was on the record. Okay. And so shooting with B-Hamp, my third video in with his manager, Ricky Brooker. Man, he introduced me to so many camps. You know, I chased koala with Young Black, like video 4 or 5.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
I definitely remember that. Yeah.
So I started, you know, I got an in with, you know, kind of being lucky on that third video in, having a bigger name attached to the record. You know, he just came off the Ricky Bobby record. Yeah, okay. From that video, I did his next single called Foolie, and that, you know, that helped open a lot of doors for me, man.
Damn, so you really didn't have to do the struggle videographer thing where you kind of looking for people to shoot.
Man, my struggle was very small. Like my struggle, this was my struggle. I'm on MySpace. I hit up every single poppin' rapper, no response back, thinking like, oh, my reel from Art Institute is gonna get me in some doors. That was basically my struggle that one night, trying to get on MySpace and get a gig. But Yeah, I got lucky. Got that second video paid for from the first free video.
Yeah.
That video had someone attached to it, and yeah, man, I was, you know, my energy is always very very hardworking. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
people vibe with that. Like a lot of people in this industry might come off a little standoffish or bougie or whatever.
Yeah.
And I've always been kind of, that's that small town mentality in me, where like, hey man, we're gonna work hard, dude. We're gonna take care of you. And yeah, man, it's helped out.
So when you started, I say around that Ricky Bobby time, who was some other people that was out here doing it? Was it anybody that you looked up to, or was like, damn, this is my competition?
Well, all right, so things were a little different. Here's why they were different. There was no DSLRs that were giving you instant magic.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We had these big video cameras that the trick was back then, you would put your camera real far back, zoom in, and it would create that depth of field behind, you know, that blurry background. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
And so I would say like probably in fact the first video I shot with the older camera, and then at the same time I'm shooting this short film called No Change.
Yeah.
And my friend Shane Conley comes on set to shoot some behind the scenes pics with his new 5D Mark II.
Okay.
Right?
So he DSLR.
Yeah, he had like the first one that changed the game.
Yeah.
Right? So he's taking some photos, and then he's like, dude, this one shoots video too. I'm gonna grab some shots. He's like, look at this footage. I was like blown away. I was like, dude, this is ridiculous.
Better than what you shoot.
Yeah, dude, way like crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, the industry with that camera changed, man. I jumped over and got on that camera. And what was the question?
Oh, well, just as far as like people at that time that was shooting.
Okay, yeah, right on. So at that time there was Boomtown, Dr. Teeth, like there was no like in between people. There was only like the big guys and then us. Exactly. There was one dude that I looked at his company and thought, man, that's dope. I like, you know, King Bear.
King Bear.
Yeah, King Bear, Evan Kaufman, that's the dude I was about to bring up as well. Those guys during that time had a
King Bear.
Hell yeah, had a very good you know, portfolio of work, had a good brand out there, and I thought that was really dope. So
that's definitely a transition when you think about it like that. 2010 stage, everything going digital now, like pretty much.
That was it. That was 2010.
Yeah, so I remember that time because even music was changing, like, you know, more internet, more mixtapes, more content. You know what I'm saying? Like Twitter is a thing now. So I know that could kind of change everything at the same time. Like as soon as you learn in the game, now the game kind of switched. Dude, at the same time you got in. Everything we learned in school didn't apply. It was crazy. Like I took some things like lighting and some editing stuff, you know, and more so I guess just putting films together and stories together. That's another thing with some of my work. It's like my teachers crammed in my head like you must tell a story. So me jumping out, you know, out there doing videos, I never had the mentality of like, hey, let's just shoot a couple scenes and be done. Like it's a music video. No, it always had to be like a story. You know what I mean? So the DSLR really that kind of changed the game. Did that water the game down for you? You think, or the art of it? Well, that definitely, you know, you could look at it like that. You could say it watered the game down because there is a lot more people doing it. But then also, I think it makes room for people really going as hard as they can creatively now. Like you don't have like these constraints that you did back in 2009 and below. Like you got drones now. You don't have to rent a helicopter for $1,500 to put the camera on the gimbal and get a smooth shot. No, you take up your $1,500 toy now and get amazing shots anytime you want. Yeah, that's crazy. So that's how I think I choose to look at it. It's like, you know, it really just gave the filmmaker every tool possible now to really use his creativity to the fullest. Yeah, well, that's a positive way of looking at it, man. Because when you really look at it, you know, just from a historical standpoint in the city, it was you, Boomtown, like you say, Dr. T, Beach House. It was like a few cats that you knew it was high quality videos. Wine Solace, I believe, is another one. Yeah, I went to school with all three of them. Oh, for real? King Bear, Childs, Beach Childs, and Wine. So we were all. Oh, see, y'all were the monopoly, man. At that time, I feel like with the Dallas Boogie movement and videos kind of being a new thing, like, you know, people dropping so many visuals. I kind of think at that time y'all was the monopoly, and you know, since then, the next 10 years, you done seen it's like so many names now that's like, you know what I'm saying, that's not as high quality, but it's like a lot more options. Yep. I don't know if you view that as a good or bad thing too, because it's like y'all were the only ones, and I still kind of view you as like the only one from that era that's still kind of relevant. You know what I'm saying?
Well, man, I think it's a good thing, man. I think you know, there always needs to be change. There always needs to be more. You know, one guy can't shoot the whole city. You know what I mean? So, Dallas is coming up, man. Dallas is, you know, since I've been doing it in a very good light right now. And so, with that being said, man, there needs to be a lot of great videographers, directors that can give us a good visual for the city. You know what I mean? So, I still, you know, I view it as a good thing, because it's like, sure, there's a lot of people that's out there working, but you know, with the relationships I have in place, like, I'm still able to get some of the bigger records and really kind of focus more on those versus, you know, just doing being so overworked. You know
exactly, because that's what I'm saying. That's one thing I was gonna ask you about. It seems as if you know, you don't reach out to artists. It almost appears as, you know, you kind of in demand now to where you can kind of pick and choose your projects, and I kind of think that, you know, doesn't stretch your quality out or your name. Like, is there some truth to that, or how does it work to get a Jeff Adair video? Do you ever choose who you want to work with, or is it just the other way around?
So basically, man, like with my schedule, you know, I have people hitting me up, and you know, that's, you know, with my time that you know, this is my business. So if you hit me up and, you know, everything's good, we're doing work, we're doing business. You know, I'm lucky enough to have a few relationships in the city with some artists that are doing bigger things. You know what I mean? Big things.
I seen the Beezy you just did.
Yeah, and you know, I definitely, you know, go as hard on their videos too, just to you know, I gotta water that plant, man. Gotta keep that thriving. So yeah, I mean, I don't really turn down a lot of work, you know what I'm saying? Because I have my prices set where I'm not getting crazy, like just everyday new people. You know what I mean? So with my prices how they are, it keeps me busy, but at the same time not running around, you know, like a chicken with his head cut off.
You just trying to do anything.
Right.
Now, do you do anything other than music videos, or is it anything other in the plans? You know, I mean, you got the highest quality. Was it any other thing that you wanted to do, or is it this is it for Dream Work Conquer?
So with Dream Work Conquer, man, let's go.
Oh yeah, you know, man, I'm gonna do my thing, my due diligence, man.
Yeah. So right now I got a side company called DWC Films LLC, and it's basically me trying to shoot and light other people, other filmmakers, other directors' work. You know, like, instead of shooting 50 videos a year under Jeff Adair Films, let me focus on like maybe 20, and at the same time still getting that money coming in. I'm gonna try to open this new company up and do filming and lighting for other people, where I'm not editing, I'm not getting bogged down with planning the video. You know, it's more it's a new service I'm reaching out. I've booked a couple of shoots. I just shot with Rob Rillo. He hired me to light and direct, or light and shoot his latest video. I'm trying to do something like that where I'm not as bogged down doing everything, producing and directing 50 videos a year. And on top of that, me and one of my old friends from Art Institute, Shane, we're putting together a movie that I've had in my head for the last like 10 years.
Oh yeah, you gotta do it now. 10 years, man.
So, you know, it feels right. You know, I just never was. I shot, you know, 6 or 7 short films, 2010 to 2013, and it was always just like an investment of my money and my time. So, you know, I just kind of got out of that whole like film world thing for a while, and just really focused more on my service and my business as a music video company. You know, I would say 90% of what we do is music videos. 10% we'll do promo videos. We do commercials. You know, we do other things. We're not doing any weddings.
That's what I was wondering.
We're not doing any.
I don't know why I wanted to know that.
Yeah, dude. I've done my share of weddings back when, you know, because when you're going to school, you know, I'm praying to God, like, God, I want to do anything to make money shooting videos. That prayer was answered.
So that was the hustle.
Like 2008 to 2010, I mean, anything that has to do with video and getting paid, we're in already. And so I know going through that, that's just not my cup of tea, man.
That's what's up, man. I definitely wouldn't mind seeing a Jeff Adair movie. It definitely seemed like something that needs to be, you know, that the people want.
Yeah, man. No, there's one in the works.
Yeah, and that's kind of. I mean, do you think you'll just continue to shoot videos, or is it a point to where you'll you know, fade out and totally go to something else?
Man, it's, you know, you just never know, man. The future's crazy. So, you know, from my perspective right now, what I would like to do is to continue be a music video director, but maybe I'm shooting like maybe just 5 or 6 huge videos a year.
Yeah.
And on the other side, I'm shooting a movie. You know what I mean? Once a year.
Oh yeah, that'd be dope.
You know, you always got to evolve and, you know, on to the next thing. And I'm not saying that I'm overdone on the music video thing, but I'm definitely kind of like venturing off and doing new stuff. You know, you got to keep it fresh.
And what you think is like the biggest budget video you just shot, man? Like a lot of y'all videos, you know, you got the cars, the houses, the girls. Like, is that included, or how does that work? Like, does, you know, they have to arrange that on their own? I'm always wondering with your videos, it's above and beyond.
So hire me to do your video. I'm going to produce it. I have the plug on all that stuff. However, you're going to pay for that.
Okay.
So on my website, I have my prices just transparent across the board. On the services, it just says, hey, you know, all that stuff that you just named is not included in what you pay me. I just take care of that, and they give the check to that vendor, the car person, the models, the house, you know. So I don't mind taking control of that, just because I do this, you know, on the daily, whereas the artists, you know, they don't do this every day. So I don't mind them leaning on me to get certain things, and I even put it in my website, hey, like, I can get all this stuff for you. So they're always asking, you know, about how to go about that.
Oh yeah, that's pretty dope, man. Well, you heard it here first. Any shout outs, anything you got to get off your chest before we get out of here, man?
Man, oh shit, forgot about shouting out people. Shout out everyone that's been a part of you know, my grind and my career. Anyone that's helped out get me to where I'm at. You know who you are. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you heard it here first, man. Dallas legend in my eyes, for sure, and a lot of other people, man. Jeff Adair on the driver's seat. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you coming through.
Yes, sir.